The biggest mistake most beginner scooter riders make when they go on a scooter is gentlemen, welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Logan Schnider, if you don't already know who I am. Today, you guys already clicked on this video and I'll be talking about the worst scooter mistake you could possibly be doing. But before we get into that, I want to do a little bit of riding. I want to do a little bit of stretching. I haven't done the stretch segment in a while just because I've been busy. I've still been stretching, I promise. I just haven't been filming it. Last one I did, I think, was in the Mulehausen video, which was actually previous to this one. So I guess the last video I did do a stretch segment. No, the previous video before this I think was the Munich video. But I don't know, I'm all mixed up. Let's start by strapping on the GoPro and I'll catch you guys there. Boom, GoPro's on. It is pretty windy right now, so I don't know if you guys heard that in the previous clip. In the previous clip, I had my mic on again, and I adjusted the settings again from the last time, and it should sound better. I think I adjusted it to the point where I'm gonna keep it, but I haven't heard it yet, so we will see if it sounded good or not. Let me know in the comments down below. Did it sound okay? It is pretty windy. I hope that the puffy thing on the mic kind of broke the wind, and I hope that's happening with the GoPro right now too, because I have a puffy thing on here too. But I want to discuss something real quick before we talk about, you know, the biggest mistake you can do as a beginner. I want to discuss something about stretching. Prior to me coming to the skate park, I was watching Cody Flum's video on his warm-ups and how he warms up his body as an athlete, and I got some good takeaways from that. The biggest was dynamic stretching, I think he called it. I always do static stretching, so where I sit down and I'm there for 30 seconds, I hold a pose, I get my muscles all stretched out. But he said before riding it's good to do dynamic stretching, which I think is very interesting, and I'm going to try to implement that today and see if I feel a lot better before riding. Another thing, in that video he did a solid probably 10-minute cruise around the park prior to him stretching, just to get his muscles warmed up and moving, which I also thought was interesting, which I'm also going to try right now. One thing I did notice that I think he should change, or I don't think is a good idea, I could be wrong, he puts on his knee pads before he starts stretching, and I don't think that's a good idea. I think that your knee pads restrict you in a sense from getting a full stretch, so I don't know if he does that every time, but I think warming up without your knee pads is a good idea. By warming up, I don't mean actual tricks warming up, I mean the whole cruise around the park plus the stretches warming up. I don't know, Cody Flum, probably not watching this, but if you are, let me know in the comments, or you know, something, if one of you, the viewers, know why it doesn't matter if you wear knee pads when you stretch or not, because I personally think that that's going to be a problem, but it could also be the opposite, to where your muscles are getting used to you wearing knee pads while you're riding. But I don't know, that's just my idea. So I'm not going to do my warm-ups with knee pads on. I'm going to get my muscles flowing, then I'm going to put my knee pads on once they're all stretched out, and then we're going to get in a little bit riding. So let's do that. Again, all I'm doing right now is cruising the park and not doing any tricks. Getting my muscles used to the ramps. Clip. I thought I possibly might be able to make it over the box. Clip again after jumping the corner bank, but I landed way too deep in the bank to be able to do that. And then while I was talking, I was distracted and didn't even make it over the whole mini fly box. I'm out of breath. I need to work on my stamina again. Dude, I was having a whole time where I was consistently waking up early and going for runs. I haven't ran in like 2 weeks. I've just been so overwhelmed with, you know, the whole posting 3 times a week thing. Plus I'm trying to, well, I'm not going to talk about it yet, but I'm currently doing a little plan on some other stuff behind the scenes, and I've been very mentally driven towards that. I don't think that's an excuse to not be doing fitness, but big but, I have this past week implemented something in my life that is fitness oriented, that's not stamina really or cardio, it's more, you know, muscle growth. Since I haven't been going to the gym, I have set up a timer for every hour of the day, and I have to do 10 push-ups. Today I've been doing 15 push-ups, but that alarm went off right when I was walking up to the skate park, and I pressed stop, but I didn't do those yet, so we're gonna have to do those too. We're gonna do those right after we get our little cruise around the park finished up with our muscles. So I think I'm gonna keep the GoPro on for this segment. I did a little bit of research into dynamic versus static stretching. So what I was talking about in that part, basically I didn't know that static stretching actually weakens your muscles for up to 30 minutes, which is something you don't want when you're about to ride. There are a couple static stretches that I still will probably do, which is, well, I don't know. I'm still reconsidering because I have this knee problem and I do this one stretch that like stretches the knee perfectly, but it is a static stretch. So I don't know if I'm gonna still do that, but I'm going to start implementing dynamic stretches before riding instead of static, because I think it's a good idea to keep full strength in my muscles rather than weakening them. What you do want to do, the whole reason of static stretches is to do after the workout, because that's when, you know, your muscles are done and you actually can have that 30-minute period where your muscles will relax after doing the static stretch. This is a little bit too much information because you guys are probably gonna get bored, but let's do a couple dynamic stretches. I also promised you guys 10 push-ups, so I'm gonna do those real quick too. Now that we got that out of the way, let's actually do some real riding. Now that I got my stretches out of the way, this is when I'll actually put on my knee pads to go ride. Again, I don't know if I'm correct, but after a little bit of thought, I did come to that conclusion that I think it would be a better idea as an athlete to stretch before putting on padding. I think that's what they do in football too. So I don't know. Again, if anyone's watching this and knows better, let me know. So one thing that Cody did talk about in that video that I already do as an athlete is when actual riding, warming up with tricks. I do start out with simpler tricks and then warm up into the bigger ones. But I think that's what every rider does, just because I don't think anyone can, well, there probably is a couple riders in the world that can, but no one just goes to the skate park and instantly bangs out a double inward. You gotta do a couple whip bars, a couple inwards to get the feeling of your scooter. I know a lot of you didn't click on this video to hear about static stretching, but maybe it's just some little bonus information that you guys get to take out of this video, because I want to help you guys as much as I can with the information that I learned, because again, I just learned a lot of this information today and I already feel like it's going to be very beneficial in my riding in the future. Now, enough of all this talking, let's actually do some scootering, right? I know you guys want to see a couple clips before we talk about, you know, the actual topic of the video. Oh my gosh, my wheel just slipped out on the freaking coping. I literally fixed the problem of my GoPro making this squeaking noise, and it just randomly started happening again right now. I don't know why. Oh my gosh, dude, my bar just came out of my clamp. Look at that. This is becoming more and more like Cody Flum's video, exactly, because he had the same thing happen to him right before he started filming. Oh my gosh, body properly. I didn't even want to do a double whip at the end. I just missed the catch of the second bar. Oh, my back loved that. I don't do back stretches. If you guys are watching this and know any good back stretches, comment down below. Let me know some back stretches. Let's do a 3 downhill over the box. I don't know if I told you guys in the Munich video, I've been having a lot of GoPro Hero 7 Black issues right now. I've had the GoPro for a long time. It's a very old GoPro. Not very old, but pretty old. And my GoPro has been having like this extreme overheating issue. Like the GoPro doesn't say that it's overheated, but I touch the GoPro and it's like 10,000 degrees. Like if I touch my GoPro with my hand, like it's playing hot potato. My fingers are getting burnt if I hold it more than like 5 seconds. Oh. I was leaning way too far back. Redemption on the triple heel? Jeez, I guess not. I landed exactly how the thumbnail tells you not to ride. That's ironic. But maybe after I land this, that's a good transition into me talking about the topic of this video today. So let's get that triple heel and then I'll talk to you guys about what the thumbnail means. So we're gonna wait on that. It wasn't a perfect triple wheel. I still landed ski, but that's okay, because we're gonna get into why you guys clicked on this video in the first place. I'm gonna go on top of this ramp. But as you guys saw in the thumbnail of this video, me standing on my scooter like this, you know, well, the biggest mistake most beginner scooter riders make when they go on a scooter is the way they stand on their scooter. I see this with kids all over, even the kids here right now. A couple of kids, I see them standing with one foot like this, one foot on the other. Like, kids will come up with some wonky foot positionings on their scooter. It's something that every beginner should figure out, because it will become a big problem in the future if you're at World still riding ski like this. Because after a certain amount of years of riding ski, there's no going back. Unless you really are determined, it's super difficult to switch your foot positioning when you've already ridden for multiple years, unless you're still a beginner. And that's why it's so crucial to fix that. So I'm gonna go over the 2 foot stances that you have while scootering in a minute, but right now I wanna get a trip whip over the box. So we're gonna do that real quick. Okay, so I made a deal with little homie. If I land this upper bar rewind bar right now, he has to huck another bar whip fly out. Komm noch mal. Fast. Okay, den kriegst du noch. I said I would talk about the 2 different types of foot positionings there is in scootering. Now, there is only 2. There's only 2 foot positionings. This is not a foot positioning. You do not do this. Do not ride like this. Please, do not ride like this. Please. There's 2 foot positionings. Goofy, that is where you stand with both of your feet. Here, I'm gonna put my GoPro down a little bit so you guys see my feet a bit more. There's goofy, that is where your feet are on the deck like so. You see that? Both my feet are angled, not like a skateboard completely sideways. They're angled to the left and up a little bit. And when you take your foot off, you always push with your back foot. Now, regular riders ride with their feet to the right. So regular riders stand with their toes pointed to the right. And that means that you're gonna push with your right leg. Now, your left foot is your dominant leg while riding regular. When you ride goofy, your right foot is your dominant leg. Do not think that the leg you push with is going to be your dominant leg. That is not true. Your dominant leg is the leg that stays on the deck, because that is the deck that you control your scooter with when one foot is off. And when you have, or whatever you control something with is normally what you're dominantly using. The push leg, you're not doing much besides one motion. You're just pushing, but your right foot is in control and you don't realize that. It does a lot more work than you think. When you ride regular, you push with your right foot, your left foot stays on top, and you ride like that. There's no other way besides regular and goofy. Oh, look at this. We're already another hour in. We're about to have to do 10 push-ups again. We'll snooze on that real quick so I can continue telling you guys about this, because this is the biggest mistake I see every scooter rider do. Every beginner scooter rider doesn't know how to position their feet correctly on the deck. And that is the biggest problem with progression as a beginner scooter rider, because this is what's going to hold you back. And you want to get that original foot positioning down, because that is the foundation of your scootering. Now, in the video where I talk about how to get good at pro scootering, or how to scooter, I'll put the thumbnail in real quick. So the video where I go over how to scooter is very intertwined with this video, because the how to scooter video is where I talk about building a foundation and building up from that. Now, after that foundation is laid, that's when you progress. This is a big foundation to lay down, is standing on your scooter correctly. That is, again, the biggest scooter mistake any beginner can make. Now, I'll do my 10 push-ups and then another 20 minutes of riding. 10 push-ups. Sorry if I'm not going all the way down to the ground. It smells like pee right there, but let's go scooter. We're gonna do one step up quarter bank trick, and then I'm calling the video off. We're not calling the video off, I'm ending the video. What trick should we do? We'll do a whip, rewind, bar spin, and then if I can, triple whip to bar fly out after, if I have enough speed or if everything's set up right. Ooh, first try. Here we go. All right, thank you guys for watching another YouTube video. Please like, comment, and subscribe.